Look at that.
What is it, Daddy?
Mist?
With a storm heading our way out here in California, we feel like today will be the best time of day to revisit. What year this came out?
2007.
The 2007 movie, The Mist. Okay, man. If you don't know, this is Horror About Black Revisit. Zamani, I'm Anthony. All right, we're here to talk about this. This, I don't even know what to call it right now, man. Let me tell you something. We just got done watching it, okay? Just got done watching the movie. I even tell you, all right, this was my first time watching The Mist. I know the ending, but I never watched The Mist.
Right.
But this was my first actual time watching it, okay? You know, maybe future reference, we'll do a watch along. You know, so you can see I am the way I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like I don't know what to do with myself right now. I feel like just really lost for words. And it's funny because, like I said, I knew the ending. I knew it was a Stephen King novel, but I just wasn't ready, y'all. I wasn't ready, but you know, hey, how you doing? Do you want to hit us with the Carfax until we get into our review? Take it away.
All right, you
as
guys.
I collect myself.
So, again, we just watched The Mist 2007, you guys. That's almost 20 years ago. This is considered a horror thriller. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes, y'all. So this is not one that you can like get in and get out. This is you're gonna sit, we're gonna take a while. There's lots of buildup in this movie. Like Aunt said, this is originally by Stephen King. Started out as a book and then turned into a movie. It was released November 21st, 2007. Can you imagine, right before Thanksgiving, you get a movie like this?
Oh God, hey, let's go see The Mist.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So Rotten Tomatoes gives this movie 72%, which I guess that's like a solid C, considering this movie is on the older side. I guess it's one of those take it or leave it. You're either gonna like this movie or you're just not. I don't know if there's any middle ground with this type of movie. I have seen this movie many times over the course of my life, and I watched it again with him for the first time. Usually he's watching movies with me for the first time. I got to see a movie before him. And I just got to see it from a different lens, you know, and we're going to talk about his thoughts. This is really about him. I have some thoughts, but like, I want to hear how he's feeling about it.
All right, in case you don't know, The Mist is pretty much just plain and simple. One day, a family wakes up, okay.
There's a storm.
It's a storm, okay.
That causes damage in the
regular
in the
storm.
town.
Look like regular storm. And then, you know, funny enough, the wife noticed like it's some mist on the water, but it's just stuck on the water. So it's kind of like, that's odd. You know, they don't think nothing of them, but it's just mist on the water. And then, you know, to fix up the house, they was gonna go to the store, get some supplies, get groceries, and then come back. Just no big deal. You know, on the way there, they seeing army trucks and everything, so they're like, wow, that's a lot going on. And then we off to the races after that. Man, just, you know, from watching this, it's more so like you seeing how everything is played out. You trying to like pick out like, who would I be in this situation? What would I do, you know, in this? Honestly, all I can say is that like, I don't know. I honestly do not know, to be in that situation knowing that something is outside snatching up people
that you cannot
see at all.
And then when you do see it,
oh my gosh, you're gonna wish you didn't see it. All right, when you do find out what it is, it's just pandemonium. It is a little bit of everything. You gotta not only deal with the monsters outside, you gotta deal with the monsters inside.
Okay, because let's talk about that for a second. They made some really good points in this movie, just like sprinkled in some little gems, little nuggets about how like people, when you take away rules, you take away structure, You put fear into people and just uncertainty, and you really get to see where we're at.
Good, decent. Oh my God, David, we're a civilized society.
Sure, as long as the machines are working and you can dial 911, but you take those things away, you throw people in the dark, you scare the shit out of them. No more rules. You'll see how primitive they get.
I got a prime example. Okay, these phones, we ain't nothing without these phones. Okay, I hate to say it, but we are nothing without these phones. These phones are our lives. All right, let the internet go down. You about to see pandemonium like you ain't never seen before, and that's what they're talking about as scary enough. You know, it's funny enough that this movie was made in 2007, but it's hitting on all the right notes in 2023.
I mean,
and
but
that's
also
what makes it
Stephen
so
King,
scary.
but that also speaks to Stephen King, because he has movies that give you that, like,
Man, like,
I think, yeah. So not to get too far off bounds, but I think it is just like there's different layers. And as a kid, I mean, this movie came out 2007. I can say I was 17 at the time. So like I was in a different mindset. I saw the movie in one way. It was just a horror movie. It was creepy. It was gross, all this stuff. And I left it there, and I've seen it in my adult life. But seeing it like tonight, we watched it tonight, it just gives a different layer of WTF, to be honest. Because one, like, even, on a level of, people who have children, it's like now you have a whole nother.
I'm watching it as the father.
Right. So now
I'm watching it through the father's point of view. Like,
right.
How would I handle this situation?
Yeah. And how do you continue to prioritize your child? Like, you have to keep them calm. You're trying to be brave for them, and you got to keep other people's crazy behinds away from them. And it's like, that is still priority. And you still have to figure out what you're going to do to save yourself and your child. And then on top of that, you got to worry about convincing other people and dealing with people who have made up their mind about whatever they want to believe. And it's chaos inside and outside. But at the end of the day, the bigger picture is, are you going to stay in this grocery store forever, or are you going to figure out what you need to do? It's crazy.
It's madness.
It's a crazy movie.
Madness.
Stephen King.
You right? Hey, Stephen King, you a sick bastard. All right, you really sick. You got me distraught. I'm looking at myself in the camera, and I look defeated, because that's what this movie did to me. It makes me feel just defeated. I mean, again, this is a classic. If you've seen this movie and seen the ending, you already know this is just like worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, all you had to wait was 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes. That's not saying, I'm not even spoiling the movie. Just if they just would have waited, but you'll see the outcome, or the choice they made. But it's more so like, what do you do in that situation?
This is one of those movies that,
like, what would you do? And then it's just more so the fact that it's just like, even going back to the store, it's just like, you got people start their mind playing tricks on them, and then it's just more so like when civilization is just going down the gutter, people switch up, people lose sight of, like, everything, and it's just like
survival, and it's kill or be killed. That's kind of like the two things. And I think, the thing about this movie is, obviously there's the horror factor. There are mysterious things in the midst of things happening, people getting snatched up, things coming through the growth. Like, there's all kinds of things that are definitely horror, but it also just gives like a layer of bleakness, to be honest. Like, it's kind of like a horror drama, like, even though it says horror thriller, because it puts you through all these emotions. Like, it gets your heart rate up, your adrenaline, oh my goodness, what's going on? And then you're just like, but dang, what would you do? Like, is there a happy ending at all? This movie seemed like one of the movies where it's just like, sorry, y'all, that's
there was no happy
that's
ending
it for everybody.
in this movie. It's just more so like, this is like, this movie leave you with a gut punch. It really makes you look back at it and be like, damn. That's all you can say at the end of this movie is just damn. And end credits.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. And you are left there like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, man, I want to say MVP of the movie, Ollie. Okay, shout out to Ollie. All right, he was not messing around.
Do not judge a book by its cover.
He was the
shooting champ. Like,
no, he was not only the shooting champ, but he was paper or plastic. He was that. He was a bagger.
Boy.
They thought he was the bagger, so he just like he don't know nothing.
Right.
Held it down. All right.
He's the reason that they made it as long as they did.
Yo, he was holding it down, and I was like, man, I commend him for that.
Well, let me ask you this: this is your first time ever seeing this movie. Let's just talk a little bit about The Mist and what was in The Mist. What are your thoughts? Was it scary?
Yeah.
Or was it corny?
It's scary because of the fact that like you don't know what the hell is in the mist. Okay, you're expecting one thing in the mist, and then it's like 5 other things within the mist. Yeah. So it's like, man, and then it's just more so the fact that it's just like again, you just don't know what these things are in the movie. They explain what they are, and then it gets you more to thinking because it's like, all right, you know. I think the reality between film and real life is starting to blend because that don't sound too far-fetched off. Okay. You know, they just came out and said aliens are real. You get what I'm saying? So who knows what other stuff is going on, all right? Don't shut us down. This is just a thought about a movie. Okay. What is it? Anyway.
And also, like, look, we can control a whole lot of stuff, but all I'm going to say is keep that over there, okay? Keep it over there. Whatever's going on, anywhere, government, whatever, keep it over there.
Well, that's what they thought the mist was. They thought it was going to keep it over there, but they brought his ass this way.
No, because they wanted to be curious. That's the problem.
That ain't, look. Well,
and look what curiosity does.
It brings a mist with something in it. Let me tell you something. Let me ask you, what would you have done? You would have got out the store or you would have stayed in the store?
I mean... If I was like him with the child, I would have to have a plan because it's not just about me no more.
I didn't ask you that. See, you gotta. All right, you staying?
I would probably eventually go. I would probably stay for a bit, see what's gonna happen, see if this is something we could just like wait it out a little bit longer. But once people got crazy inside, that's not sustainable. We can't stay there because people are dying in there. People are rallying up each other and it's just getting hostile everywhere. You just have to decide. So I think I probably eventually would have ducked out and took my chances because otherwise they probably all would have just died at some point, the people, because they were unhinged.
They were super unhinged, and you already know the main character who was unhinged, but I don't want to get into too much into it because if you haven't watched it, it is a must-see, all right? Mm-hmm. Hey, we doing a review, but you still got to see it. Don't do it justice. See it for yourself.
Yeah, because we're leaving a lot out.
And you can feel what I'm feeling because she's seen this numerous times, sicko. But me, I'm distraught. I don't know what to say. Let's just get into it. What would you even give it? What's your rating of this movie?
I mean, I think honestly, it's a classic for me. After seeing it again, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm giving this bad boy a 10 out of 10. This is I seen many horror movies, and I never felt this way. After a horror movie, I feel sad. I feel just distraught. I feel hopeless. I feel as if like I told her like, yo, I don't even know what to do right now. I feel like we should watch Hey Arnold or some cartoons or something because my mood is really down.
Am that person.
I am really like, cause I want to go in the room and kiss my son. I want to just go out here and just, I need to really, really reflect after this. Do I got to go make better life choices, write down in my journal? All right. I don't know. Because this movie got me messed up.
But you know what? That's exactly what this movie was supposed to do. I feel like this movie is really supposed to like pull at your, morals, at who you really are. Like, I think that's what this movie, I mean, this is just my interpretation. I feel like the movie really pulls at who are you? Where do you fall in these categories of these different types of people, these groups that are forming? What person are you? And like, when you see a situation where you don't know what's happening for how long, but you know it's dangerous, what are the lengths you will take to either survive or take matters into your own hands?
I think at the end of the day, it just hit out every human emotions. That's just it. That's just it. It just hits at every emotion, and it's just, again, at the end of the movie, it just make you feel like, damn. And that's all you got to say. That is going to be it for this episode. I am distraught. I am lost right now. Before we go, do you want to read what Stephen King really meant? Like, what's the list about? Because I feel like that's going to do it. This is the icing on the cake.
I can paraphrase from, there was like a meaning. What is the meaning of this movie? And so basically what he was saying was, it's not so much about like the monsters outside or the monsters around us, but it's also like, are you the monster? And like, in whatever the case may be. And this movie really speaks to that. So if you're like, huh, what do you mean? You got to see the movie to see what I'm talking about. But I think it's just one of those like look inward type movies too, when it's like survival. Who are you? What role do you play? Which group are you a part of? Are you not a part of a group? Are you going to survive, or are you going to take matters into your own hands?
Hey, and just like that, we gonna leave it at that. So that's gonna be our revisit.
That is, before you guys go, before you head out, if you enjoyed this video with us, if you plan to watch it, if you got thoughts, leave it in the comments. We'll be checking. We'll be
How
looking.
do you feel after watching this movie? I want to know. I feel like I have to talk to other people now, talk about our feelings. So
let us know,
let
you
me
guys, what you saw, because, you know, oh, one thing that I didn't say, if you're wondering where you can watch The Mist, it is on Pluto TV for free, but it has ads, so just prepare for the ads, but it's free. Let us know what you guys thought, if you've seen it, if this is a classic, if this is brand new, if you have no idea what we're talking about. Before you head out, please give us a like if you enjoyed this video. If you're enjoying our revisits, we have more of them coming your way.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Subscribe if you want to be a part of the horror fam. We'd love to have you. And on that note, we'll catch you in the next one.
I need a hug.